Howdy doody guys, it's Lara here from Rapture Arts. Now, I've had people asking about grip strength. How do you stretch for grip? How do you train for your grip? And how can you condition your grip strength? So there's a few things we can look at. Initially, you need to keep in mind that your hands are what's holding you. You don't want to forget about them. When you're stretching, you still want to include stretches. So you can start off with pulling your fingertips back. You can also do this one on the ground and having your hands flat with your fingers pointing towards your knees and then leaning back until it's comfortable. You don't want this to hurt. You can also turn your hands the other way. And again, this one I'm super careful with. This is not a normal way for our hands to go. You can also look at having your hands facing in on the ground. So your fingertips are in the middle, crossing your other hand over so your fingertips are on top and your fingertips are facing each other. From there, you can walk them over. So I'm going to point my wrist out to the side, my fingers pointing to the middle. My other hand comes over, wrist to the side, finger to the middle, and walking my hands, moving them through that motion. I also look at turning my hands into a bit of a snake, moving them about. Spreading your fingers really wide, bring them together. Out nice and wide, bring them together. Keep it controlled. Keep it controlled. Then we can turn them into little ducks. And they're just going to munch, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. I also look at doing finger flicks. I used to sit on a bus and flick my fingers and try and go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster and see how fast I could go until I started to fatigue. So finger flicks are like one of those core awesome things you can do. There's a few other things we can look at. If you have young kids, make some Play-Doh, moving about in the Play-Doh. When I'd hurt my hand, I had to open and close my hands in some rice to try and train them back up. So that kneading sort of thing when you're making Play-Doh or when you're making bread and you're in the kitchen, that's really good. Training handstands when we're looking at all this sort of stuff as well. Some things we do is if we put flat hands on the ground and we're just going to raise up so your fingertips of your middle three fingers are on the floor and then put your palms back down. Back onto your middle three fingers, palms back down. We also take that one step further, going up to your middle three fingers, then up so only your middle finger is on the ground and all of your fingers are off the ground. Bring it back down and lower. Nice and slow, one step at a time, control through it. The next thing I would look at feels really strange. It's getting a fist. Now, when you have a punching fist, you never have your thumb inside. Your thumb is always to the outside and we're flat here. So we have our punching fist down to the ground and we have our thumbs and that flat surface facing away from us. So our thumbs and our flat surface are going to rotate slightly forwards onto the ground and then back onto your punching fist. Rotate slightly forwards and back. So there's lots of different ways that you can move your wrists to get them warm, to get your fingers warm, and to get everything ready for training, ready to hold you up. So we need to look after them. If you want to try some other really strengthening exercises, I'd grab a hair tie or an elastic band and pop it around my fingers. Now mine is currently too big, so I'm going to loop it twice. Now looping it twice makes it a lot harder. So if it's too hard to open and close your fingers with it looped twice, then find a smaller elastic band. Okay, I find some of the fruit ones work really, really well. They're that little bit smaller, but they've also got that little bit extra tension to them. And just opening and closing, working those extensors in your hand with something around works really, really well to help you train your grip. Don't forget you've got to stretch and cool down at the end of the session too, as well as at the beginning. Otherwise, I hope that helps. Look after yourself and enjoy the journey. Thank you.